What is going on, guys? In today's video, we'll be talking about what young NFL running backs are ready to break out in the 2020 NFL season. For today's video, I will break down 8 players who I think will have huge years. Without further ado, let's get started. Coming in at number 8, I have third-year running back Darius Guice. Born and raised in Louisiana, Guice took his football talents to LSU, where he'd go on to rush for 3,074 yards and 29 touchdowns in 3 years with the Tigers. Guice ended up falling a bit on draft night, but was still selected with the 59th overall pick in the second round by the Washington Redskins. Many thought that he was going to be the future of the team, but his rookie year was over before it even started. In his first preseason game, Guice tore his ACL and missed his entire rookie year. He was pegged to break out in the second year, but he got injured once again. This time, it was in their first game. He did end up returning in November, but he tore his meniscus and was once again sidelined. So why do I think he can break out in 2020? He did have a game last year where he rushed for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns, and since I watched him play in college, I know what kind of talent he possesses, and all he has to do is stay healthy. Number 7 is a fellow teammate of Darius Guice, and that's none other than Bryce Love. Born in North Carolina, Bryce was a star in both football and track and field, and eventually became a 4-star recruit. He ended up choosing to play for Stanford, where he played a backup role there until his junior year. In 2017, he ran for 100 plus yards in 12 of his 13 games and routed 2,118 rushing yards and numerous awards, including the Doak Walker and Lombardi trophies, while also finishing second for the Heisman. Love disappointed his senior year, as through only 10 games he had rushed for 739 yards. But unfortunately, he spent most of the year with a nagging injury, and he actually tore his ACL in his final game against Cal. This sent his draft stock plummeting, but he was still taken with the 112th overall pick in the 4th round by the Redskins. As a rookie, he never played a snap because he got surgery on his knee before the season started, and he didn't rush his recovery. Between Guice and Love, I fully expect one of them to break out, and both have the ability to be stars in the league. Real quick, I wanted to take a moment and ask you guys to please subscribe to the channel. I really need your help to make this channel grow and reach my 2.1k subscriber goal by the end of May. The next guy on our list is second-year running back Darrell Henderson. Growing up in Mississippi, Darrell rushed for over 5,000 yards while he was in high school, but it still wasn't enough to gain high major interest. But some would say that he would have to settle for Memphis, and he became a star there. As a sophomore, he rushed for 1,154 yards and 9 touchdowns, but he ended up saving his best for last. As a senior, he rushed for 1,909 yards and 22 touchdowns while becoming a first-team All-American. After that, he was taken with the 70th pick in the 3rd round by the LA Chargers. Darrell didn't score a touchdown or wow anyone in his rookie year, but with Todd Gurley now on the Falcons, Henderson will be expected to step up, and based on how he did in college, I think he will break out for the Rams. Second-year running back Devin Singletary is up next, and I expect him to be the Bills' main guy this season. Devin grew up in South Florida and was nicknamed Motor. Unfortunately, his best friend was shot and killed, and helped motivate Devin to be the best player he could be. As a recruit, Devin was barely a top 2,000 player in the country, but he still took his talents to his father's alma mater in Florida Atlantic University. At 5'9", he was undersized, but he put his doubters to rest once he put on the Owls uniform. Singletary rushed for 1,000 plus yards all 3 years while he was at FAU, including 1,918 yards his sophomore year, en route to becoming a second-team All-American. After his junior year, he left for the NFL draft and was taken with the 74th overall pick by the Buffalo Bills in the 3rd round. As a rookie, Devin became one of the team's best players as he rushed for 775 yards and 2 touchdowns. Some may say he's already broken out, but I believe he can be a 1,000-yard rusher and put up more than 2 touchdowns in a season. Up next, we have third-year Seahawk back Rashaad Penny. Rashaad was born and raised in California, where he would go on to become a major high school star. Despite having incredible stats, Penny's school list was made up of mostly Mountain West schools. He ultimately chose to play for San Diego State and played sparingly his first 2 years. Despite splitting carries with college football's all-time rush yards leader Donnell Pumphrey, Penny still managed to rush for 1,005 yards and 11 touchdowns. As a senior, he not only doubled his carries, but he also doubled his yards. He rushed for 2,248 yards and 23 touchdowns while becoming a consensus All-American. He ended up getting drafted with the 27th pick in the 1st round by the Seattle Seahawks. As a rookie, Penny was stuck in a crowded backfield and only managed to rush for 419 yards and 2 touchdowns. His second year, he was a popular pick to break out, but he didn't really live up to the hype. After an ACL ended his season during Week 14, Penny had only managed to rush for 370 yards and 3 touchdowns. We are now getting into his 3rd year, and it's going to be do or die for him. With how dominant he was in college, Plus the 200 plus yard games he's had so far, he definitely has the tools and ability to be a marquee back in the NFL. Ronald Jones is the next guy I think could break out. Ronald was born in Georgia, but he grew up in Texas and quickly became a running back sensation while he was at McKinney High School. He eventually became a 4-star recruit and the number 2 running back in his class before he chose to play for USC. Jones had an impact from the very beginning as he nearly rushed for 1,000 yards as a freshman. He did rush for over 1,000 yards his sophomore and junior seasons, and he declared for the 2018 NFL Draft. Jones was taken with the 38th overall pick in the second round by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. After only rushing for 44 yards as a rookie, Ronald was expected to have a huge second year. He actually broke out and rushed for 724 yards and 6 touchdowns while becoming the team's featured back. The Bucs recently drafted Vanderbilt running back Keyshawn Vaughn, but they still say they have a lot of faith in Ronald, and I think he has potential to break out and rush for over 1,000 yards in the season. Next up, we have Chicago Bears second-year starter David Montgomery. Montgomery not only became an Eagle Scout, but he also became a star football player. Despite breaking numerous school records, David was lightly recruited as Iowa State was his only Power 5 offer. He ended up committing to the Cyclones and became an impact player the moment he stepped foot on campus. By the end of his freshman year, he was the team's starting running back and the future of the team. He ended up breaking out his sophomore year and rushed for 1,147 yards and 11 touchdowns. As a junior, David was a preseason All-American and he backed it up with 1,216 yards and 13 touchdowns. After the season, he declared for the 2019 NFL Draft, and with the 73rd overall pick in the 3rd round, he was drafted by the Chicago Bears. David split carries with Tariq Cohen and was a stable option for the run game his rookie year. He ended up finishing with 889 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns. Some could say he also already broke out as a rookie, but I think he has the ability to rush for over 1,000 yards and 10 touchdowns in a season. The last guy on our list is second-year Eagles running back Miles Sanders. Sanders grew up in Pittsburgh and became a football star in high school. After becoming an Army All-American and a 4-star recruit, Sanders chose to play for Penn State over the hometown school of Pitt. Sanders spent his first 2 years at Penn State behind Giant superstar Saquon Barkley, but he was still a solid player. As a junior, the backfield was Sanders and he took full advantage of it. He ended up rushing for 1,274 yards and 9 touchdowns while becoming a part of the Big Ten's All-Second team. He may not have had amazing accolades at the end of the year, but he was still good as he was drafted with the 53rd overall pick in the 2nd round by the Philadelphia Eagles. Sanders had an up-and-down rookie year, but he showed his potential in a game against the Eagles where he rushed for 122 yards and a touchdown while also catching 6 passes for 50 yards and a touchdown. He finished the year with 818 yards and 3 touchdowns, and many people believe Sanders could break out into an NFL superstar in the next few seasons. Overall, I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and if you did, please be sure to take a moment and hit that like button. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below, and also let me know if you think there's any guys that I missed. If you are new, please be sure to subscribe to the channel, as I really need your help to hit 2.1k subscribers by the end of May. I hope to see you guys again soon, and until then, be sure to check out these other awesome videos I've selected for you guys to watch next. Until then, peace.